Hello gamers around the world, I'm Sparkus and welcome to Game Breaking News, this show where you can get everything important that happened this week in the world of gaming. But due to a surprise trip over Easter, I could not deliver an episode last week, so we're gonna talk about the last 2 weeks. Oh yeah, right, I also give away games like Outlast 2, so check out the link in the comments down below. Last week we got the specs for the Xbox One Scorpio, and again, they are impressive. And this week, I did not think that we would get any more exciting news from Microsoft. Yet I was wrong, because we got the design of the Scorpio. Look at that sexy motherfucker. Just kidding. It's just a developer kit, but I gotta admit, I like the FPS display in the front, showing off the capability of the console. I like that. Okay. Actual news. As Microsoft says, the gamers have spoken and Microsoft has listened. In the Xbox One preview program, you can now refund games that you bought online, just like in Steam, 14 days after the purchase or release and no more than 2 hours of playtime. Yet what's different compared to Steam is that this is a self-service, so you don't have to write an email to someone waiting to approve your refund. You meet the requirements and you get your money back. That's it. Now, of course, there are restrictions in that Microsoft still reserves the right to check your requests and also to deny it, especially if you abuse, quote-unquote, the system, whatever that means. And also DLCs and season passes are excluded from this refund, but that is totally fine in my opinion, because for various reasons. If you already own the game, you should know if you want to get that DLC or not, and 2 hours won't change much there. And second, well, if gamers start to regret buying DLCs blindly, they might stop or do it less, and the devs are forced to produce content and not just bullshit to squeeze out money out of their consumers. And if you think, well, that won't happen because people are stupid and companies can do whatever they want, well, I gotta say that you're right and people are stupid, but still, occasionally, the consumer does create a united front, forcing a company to change. The best example? Microsoft and the Xbox One. I mean, look at how they changed after the shit show that the E3 2013 was.
TV, watch TV, TV remote, TV experience, TV, sports TV. Anybody?
And this new refund policy is, well, just one, yet an excellent example of how things have changed. Now, Sony, it is your move. Yet I doubt that they will move in that regard because Sony and the PS4 just have it too comfortable right now. Or have they? Because according to an interview with GameIndustry.biz, the MPD group... whoa, that's the wrong picture. The MPD group is expecting the Xbox One to surpass the PS4 in sales, mainly because it focuses on the core gamers and, well, while it is a niche group for sure, yet it is an important group and a crucial one to have long-term success. True, and I definitely think that focusing on the core gamers and nerds and techies first to make them the early adopters and then flood the market to the general population is the right approach, yet what will indefinitely decide the success of the console will be the price, because the casual gamer or the mother, the father, the grandmother or whatnot buying that console for their family members doesn't care or know about specs. What is also new this week is that the Scorpio supports FreeSync technology and the next generation HDMI 2.1. That's awesome. This way the Scorpio is actually built for the future and not like the rest of the current console generation already 2 to 3 years behind. But you don't care about that if you do not know about that. And guess what? Most people don't know and therefore can't care for that. What they know about is, well, what they can see, and that's the price. And the affordable one mostly wins. So the big question remains, how much will the Scorpio cost? 600 would be too much, just no. 400 would be a dream, but I really doubt that it'll be 400 this Christmas. Although Microsoft, I'd love to be wrong here. So my guess is $500, a realistic price, and I think this will not bring the Xbox back on top, but it will definitely keep it alive. All that the Xbox One needs now are, well, amazing games. It's that simple. Oh wait, it isn't, because we do not know much about upcoming exclusives for the Xbox One and the Scorpio and the PS4, they already have them and they continue to get them. You want an example? How about Horizon Zero Dawn? Sure, the game is already out, but a sequel seems to be already in the making, since interviews with Game Informer and a couple of developers from Guerrilla Games, the next Horizon Zero game might also feature Aloy and tell a much deeper story, and also they had so many designs for different machines that just didn't make it into the game so far, but they sure can appear in a sequel. So, alright, so you think a potential Horizon sequel is too far away? Okay, how about Uncharted The Lost Legacy? This week we got the price, the release date and the likely playtime. So Uncharted The Lost Legacy will come out on the 23rd of August, which is a great time as a filler for the summer drought. The price will be at $40 to buy it separately, but it is also included or already paid for if you have the Deluxe Edition, the Explorer Pack and the Triple Pack. Honestly, with the news of the last couple of weeks, I thought that they would charge a full price for the game. $40 is still not that cheap, but I guess with approximately 10 hours of gameplay, it is around the size of a full Uncharted game, so I guess I give it a pass. Another game that was announced this week, Warriors Allstars, for PS4 and PC via Steam. So this is basically a Dynasty Warriors game with a bunch of other characters thrown into the mix from, well, Dynasty Warriors, Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive, Neo and many more. Although I'm personally a fan of the Dynasty Warriors games, I think this is stupid, but well, others are free to disagree with me and go ahead and to buy and enjoy the game. Seriously, Microsoft, the Xbox needs game. Sure, this week Call of Duty Black Ops 2 became Xbox One compatible and you're showing off the upcoming Forza with your Scorpio, which is a good and important exclusive. Yet it's not the only motorsport game out there. Gran Turismo Sport, the PlayStation 4 exclusive, has announced that Porsche is finally coming to the series, and Namco Bandai confirmed in a press release that Project Cars 2 will feature Rally Cross, and you can play both of them with VR, and VR is like it was made for racing simulations. Okay, let's think, what could be good games to enjoy on the Scorpio? Well, how about a brand new game from Bioware, which might be even a new IP? We don't know anything about the game yet, except that it is being developed and that EA already stated earlier that the new game will be released in this financial year, which ends on March 2018. Which means they kinda have to officially announce and present the game on this E3. Liam Robertson, aka Unseen64, a games journalist who somehow gets many things right, said in a podcast that the game's project name is Dylan and might end to be the game's title, and it's the protagonist's name, and that the game might end up to be some sort of a semi-MMO with elements from Destiny and The Division. Okay, sounds like an exciting game. On another occasion, Unseen64 claimed that another studio from Bioware is working on a remake or rebirth of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. That would be freaking awesome. Now, those are all unconfirmed rumors, but as I said, Liam Robertson for some reason knows shit about the industry that many don't, so let's see what happens in the future. But if it comes to Star Wars, well, we did get more than just rumors. Last weekend there were the Star Wars Celebration Days, and there we got a ton of news regarding the franchise. Not only did we get a trailer and theater date for about the new full movie, but also a fuck ton of information on Star Wars Battlefront 2. But also a stupid amount of confusion. But first things first. Star Wars Battlefront 2 will come out on the 17th of November in 2017 at a price of about $60, so far as expected. Addressing the complaints of the fans, there will be a single-player campaign where we play as a female stormtrooper, Iden Versio. So I guess we get to know the dark side a little bit more, and also there will be space battles. Although I doubt that they will be more than just a visual gimmick, and they will likely pay just like other flight missions. And the solo campaign of games like that, you know, multiplayer games, are mostly soulless successions of action porn. But maybe it is a bit different here, because the writer of Spec Ops the Line, Walt Williams, will be the co-writer for the game, together with Mitch Dyer, a former IGN editor. Spec Ops the Line was not a real financial breakthrough, but for a shooter game it had one hell of a deep and fucked up story, and I for one liked it very much. So I hope that this will also be the case in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Alright, there will also be a split screen mode, but only for consoles, not for the PC version. But wait, I said something about confusion, didn't I? Well, there are two things which are kinda connected. Okay, the most important thing is there will not be a season pass for Battlefront 2, as it was confirmed by creative director Bernd Dimer, which is a good thing. Well, generally, and knowing EA, it is probably a bad thing because they just release DLCs and other bullshit, overpriced and also at full price. And that might be even the case here, yet it's not that simple. Because the main issue, if you have a normal game and then you release DLCs with maps and other content, the main issue is that you divide the game's user base into the ones that have the DLCs and the ones that don't. And the main goal here for DICE and EA is that they just want to avoid that this time. Okay, so, and now I have to say this a bit slower for the slow-minded. No season pass does not mean that there will be no DLC or any other bullshit that you have to pay extra for. Like many derpheads were dreaming about on the internet, declaring EA some sort of a messiah for the gaming industry. All they want to do is taking a different approach with DLCs and other bullshit, so they won't divide the user base. That's it. So what might that mean? Well, so far we can only guess, but there will surely be booster packs, emojis and skins, and early access for different maps, content and so on. And we already had a first glimpse on that, namely the Deluxe edition that you can already pre-order. With that you get a bunch of stuff, upgrade packs, the pre-order bonuses, and a 3-day early access to the game. But game designer Christian Johansson confirmed in a tweet that all those upgrades will be also unlockable in-game. So the deluxe pack is just that you get stuff early on. I personally like to play and to unlock things instead of just buying things, but I guess people are different. So what do you think how EA will turn this? Do you think it's a good idea that they are at least trying a new approach and that you don't have to pay money to get everything in the game? Or do you think, fuck it, go back to freaking add-ons where they were actually worth it to buy them? I'd like to hear your opinion down below. Right, speaking of people paying a lot of money for in-game stuff that they could also unlock by just playing, GTA Online gets a new mode, Tiny Racers. Man, this is very disappointing news, seriously. They already bring out now bullshit modes and sugarcoat them as a new view on classical GTA games. Fuck me, man. We never get another GTA game, are we? Because they make just so much money with online. It's ridiculous. Damn, I'm feeling down. Let's take a break. Let's take a short break by looking at the totally official trailer of Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Careful, you idiot! I said across her nose, not up it!
Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best.
Who made that man a gunner?
I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole, too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship, anyhow?
Yo!
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Okay, one last thing about Star Wars, and that's a personal opinion. I'm glad that so far, sure, the franchise gets squeezed like a motherfucker by Disney, but they kind of manage it well, I would say. I thought that The Force Awakens would be a screw-up, but in the end it was a solid remake, sequel thingy-madingy. Rogue One was certainly not worthy going to the theater, which I didn't, but it was a neat little movie to spend the night with. And the rest, well, we'll see in the future, but so far my concerns have been mostly unnecessary. Right, back to games, and some words about Nintendo and their consoles. Yes, it's plural this time, because Nintendo is gradually stopping its production of their NES mini consoles, meaning that it won't be available for much longer. This came more or less as a surprise, since those minis sold pretty well. Meanwhile, the reason for that might be, as rumors say, that Nintendo plans to start the production of a SNES mini console. Well, that might explain things. Let's move on to the Switch. So in March, it sold 906,000 times in the US. Not the million that I thought and I guess Nintendo likely hoped for, but still freaking solid, because the Switch is the fastest selling Nintendo console on the US market ever. What's interesting is that Zelda Breath of the Wild sold over 1.3 million times, which is more than the console itself. Now, no one really knows exactly, but it might be because some bought 2 copies, one to play with and one to keep as a collector's edition, well, if they want to. The number of sold consoles might increase, since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is coming in a couple of days. A game for tall and small, alone and in a group. Perfect. Also, Payday 2 was announced. Oh well, it's a game from 2013, but it's all new for the Switch and it's planned to be released later this year. Moving on. One of my favorite little game surprises over the last couple of years was This War of Mine, and the developers have announced their next game, Frostpunk. This time it's a city builder game. But unlike every other city builder, you govern the last city on Earth, and you try to survive the vast cold that has claimed Earth, eradicating most life on Earth. So it will have some survival elements, and I guess also deep and meaningful decisions to make. Like leave one person behind to get some precious oil to keep the heat running on your city. And cannibalism. Yes, there will be cannibalism. But we will find out more in the future, sometime around the second half of this year, when it will come out exclusive for PC. Wii game is coming to the West. What? You never heard of it? Well, it's just the world's biggest gaming platform. Tencent had its own version of a Steam-like platform out on the Chinese market, and now they renamed it to Wii Game, and it is coming worldwide. So why should we care about Wii Game? Well, because Tencent and now Wii Game has already 200 million users, while Steam has only quote-unquote 125 million users. While I don't think that Wii Game will be able to take out Steam and take over its throne, it is still quite capable to do that, it's not unlikely, but I mostly think it's beneficial for the consumers to have alternatives and to put pressure on the companies, because Steam does have quite a monopoly. But yeah, what do you think? Is it a good thing to have more companies? Or is it the overwhelming Chinese population and therefore the economy that is just too big for the rest of the world, and that Wii Game will steamroll Steam? Your thoughts in the comments down below. And finally, Twitch. So as many of you know, you can subscribe to a Twitch channel by paying a monthly fee of $5 to get exclusive emotes and to support that channel. But now you can also subscribe for $10 and $25 to that channel. With that, you can get even more emotes and support that channel also even more, and a lot of other useless crap that is not really worth paying money for. I think the real thought behind that on the Twitch side, the company, is that there are many people out there that are constantly subscribed and to a channel, and they also donate money to that channel. But with those donations, Twitch doesn't make any money. But if you get those people to subscribe to those $25 subscription fees, Twitch is getting a piece of that cake from those that just keep spending money on specific streamers. Oh well, some people just have way too much money, I guess. But I don't. I'm fucking broke, so send me money. All you gotta do is just give money to a pigeon. Those assholes will then bring it to me. It's fine. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a pleasure to present you the game-breaking news of this week. Make sure to press the like button down below. Leave your thoughts on this week in games in the comments down below. Check out my Outlast giveaway also. And I see you in the next week with an all-new game-breaking news. See you then.